Well, folks, we just got dropped off at the highway. I got the sleigh with me this time around. The sleigh is full. This is literally the most that we have ever taken on a trip with us. And we are going to be heading down over here, over to the lake. And then we're going to keep going up the river of the lake. Like, I'm thinking it's probably going to take 40 minutes, maybe 40, 50, maybe an hour at most. But there's already wildlife tracks. You can see maybe like a rabbit or a hare. And for the first time in a very long time, the sun might actually be coming out. So let's go ahead and get started. Well, folks, we made it to the river, but I'm gonna have to try to figure out a way to get around it. I did scope out some of the area, but I don't think it's going to be easy. So I might just we got the sleigh right here, but I'm thinking that I might just leave that there for a few minutes and just go basically trotting through the woods there to see what we can do. Well, folks, I just came into the wilderness here. And we're getting closer to our destination. We need to go further, but we are making progress. I don't have the sleigh with me. I left it back at the beginning, but I'll show you guys how we're going to get down here. So we're going to try to get through all this. Don't forget my gloves. There's also a lot of moose, really fresh moose tracks here. I can show you, actually, look, right here. That's a moose track right here. That's a moose track. And so I almost got to follow my own footpath back because I don't, everything looks the same in here. Okay. So we're not quite as, so we do, as you can see how thick the forest is. So I do have to go up further this way, but I'm going to go back and get the sleigh. And but watch how claustrophobic the trail is going to get. So we come in here. Basically, I just followed this game trail. You can see how thick the forest is. Whew. Okay, I'm actually quite tired already, but I got a ton of food with me, so we're good. Now which way? We got to go this way. Whew. Wait until you see what I get to try to get. So what I'll do is we got to go further this way. So I haven't come down here yet. This is a great little adventure. We're exploring, we're hiking, we're potentially going to, who knows where we're heading. Okay. Now there's actually a little river here too, underneath all this. As you can see, it's frozen. So this is like a little river by the river. So I'm going to keep following this river until we go a little bit further, but eventually I got to go back and get the sleigh and pull it down over all this, then all the way up here and through all that. So that's what we're going to do now. Well folks, that right there is our destination. Now of course we are up on the bank, as you can see. That's almost straight down, so we're not going to go down here. The sleigh is still about a half a kilometer that way. I just kind of came forward to scope it out. So I'm thinking what I'll do is I'll bring the sleigh as far as I can this way, and then I'll probably take the items off the sleigh and just carry it through the wilderness. And essentially that corner right there is the destination, so you can see all the resources we got there, all the resources we got right here overlooking this beautiful valley. But before we actually go down to the destination, I'm thinking I'm actually going to eat a little snack or lunch up here overlooking this beautiful view, and then we'll continue on the adventure. But man, I am beat. It was a lot harder to get over here than I thought. I tried going through the wilderness and it's just not doable. It's just too much, especially with the sleigh. So I'm going to have to carry the sleigh down over this I don't know, semi-hill, you know, slope, I guess. And yeah, and that's what we're going to do. We're actually really close to the highway. We're actually closer to the highway now than what we were when we started. But that's okay, because once we get down here, the highway won't matter anyways. Nobody can see us down here. And this is a beautiful location. As you can see, there's tons of dead trees and whatnot. And once we get down there, we'll start doing some projects. I'm thinking that we might even build a little hut or a little shelter. I got 2 tarps and about 300 or 400 feet of rope. So I got everything that we would need. Couple axes. I got the splint to put back on my arm when we start doing labor. So let's go get the sleigh, bring it back here, and enjoy our lunch. Well folks, we made it back, but I had to start carrying the big bag. I had to put that on my back just because I think it was too much weight, and the sleigh kept tipping over and whatnot. I mean, there's things I could have done. Obviously I could have tied it down or put the cover on it. I mean, well, I didn't bring the cover with me, but you get what I'm saying. I could have tied it down and whatnot, but I still think that the problem was the weight more so than how it was. You know, don't get me wrong, I know loose weight can, you know, cause the sleigh to be off balance, but anyways, it just took me way too long. It was way quicker for me to just carry. It took me like almost an hour to go half a kilometer, which is crazy. So I'm guessing about half a kilometer. It seems like it's probably about half a kilometer, but anyways, we're here. I was going to get a bite to eat while we were here, but instead I just had a little break, and we're just going to push on because I realize in order for me to eat something, I'm probably going to want to drink, and the water's down there on the river. So I'm just going to wait until we get to camp or get to wherever it is we're going to set up camp, and then we'll grab a bite there. But it's a beautiful view here, isn't it? I just absolutely love it here. Well folks, we've come as far as we can with the sleigh. As you can see, it becomes wilderness. Now we got to hand bomb everything down over this sort of cliff, and then we'll walk along the side of the river. But that's okay because the location is literally just right behind that bend. But yeah, so also my bigger bag, my main bag, is still over there, so I got to hike back over and get that. But I'm going to bring everything down first, and we'll see how that goes. We're getting there slowly but surely. But the sun is coming up. Guys, there is a squirrel right there, literally about 10 feet away from me, just eating. Let me see if I can get a little closer. I only have my GoPro, I don't have my big camera. It's still up with the bag. Look at him. He's still up there, he's just looking at me. But I'm gonna leave him alone and go grab the rest of our stuff. But check out this location. Wow, absolutely beautiful. We got the massive running river on this side, and over here we got a little tiny frozen river. Ooh. Oh. Look how pretty it is. There's water running. You can hear the water. So this is where we're going to make camp. Here, right here, is literally like a campground. I mean, this is absolutely beautiful. There's already squirrels here. I also found a beaver dam over here. And as far as I know, beavers hibernate the same as bears. So I'll probably go over and get some footage of the beaver dam, but I don't want to interfere with the beaver. So I'll show you that. In order to get there, you got to go through a bunch of alder trees and whatnot. But this is going to be our home for tonight. That right there is the beaver dam. Wow, it is absolutely beautiful here. The snow is just coming in with the sunlight. I can't believe it got sunny. I gotta take this off though, because it's starting to sweat. Okay, so when you go out here, this is all alder bushes, and that's where the main river is. Behind us here, it's just all snow and really just beautiful trees with snow on them. And when you actually get outside of this location, it's very windy, but because we're in here, this does a really good job at blocking all the wind. Over here, you got that little river that flows down. I'll go down there in a second, but all these trees right here on the other side of the river are all dead, so we can use those, cut those, burn those. They're not alive, they're all dead, as you can see. And and also in here, in this little camping area that we have here, we have this beautiful river, so we don't even have to go out to the main river. Look at the beautiful snow coming in, guys. But anyways, we don't have to go out to the main river. We can just drink from right here, which is, so literally everything right here is at our fingertips. So I'm going to leave a few items out here. A couple tarps. I might leave out one of my axes. But it's such a beautiful location. I'm not even 100% sure how I'm going to sleep tonight. I have everything with me, the tent, the hammock, and also 2 tarps. So I might even just sleep with no shelter. I might just sleep on the ground with a tarp over me, and that's it. Like I said, it's windy, but it's not windy in here, so we'll be okay that way. Yeah, I'm going to get the rest of my gear, and then we're going to get something to eat, because honestly, I'm starved at this point. Delicious salad brought at the local grocery store, and a delicious sandwich. Well folks, we're back out by the main river again now, and our camp is just in through all those alder bushes. I'm thinking I might actually eat my lunch out here. The sun is going down, so I'm thinking I might enjoy this little river, the main river, a little bit. But I'm going to come over. This is actually the river we walked up, and if you can remember, we actually camped here. We had our tent there. I'll show you guys in a second. And when you come over this way, that there is the beaver dam that I was talking about. It's pretty big, but I'm going to leave them alone. I don't want to disturb them. So the beaver is going to be sleeping there, and I'm going to be sleeping in there. But it's amazing how much the landscape has changed since I've been here. There used to be a great big tree right here, which I think that's it there now. But like when I walked up here, that was actually in the water, and now it's up. The waterfall that we climbed up over is actually just down here. Just down around that turn. That's where the waterfall is. And actually I found a really big piece of birch tree that I'm guessing the beaver must have chewed off. So I'm going to use that for the fire. Clearly the beaver's not using it, so I think I'm going to use it. And birch is really good for burning, so we'll probably use that for the fire. But I think we're going to come out and enjoy this while the sun goes down. We'll have our lunch, and then we'll go in and actually set up camp. Well folks, I still haven't had my lunch yet, and it's pretty well dark. But I ended up getting carried away looking around camp, trying to figure out how or what to build. And I couldn't figure out and decide whether or not I would want to sleep in the tent or the hammock. So I decided to choose neither. And I'm just going to sleep literally like this underneath this giant tree. There's going to be no tarp, no nothing. We're just going to use the sleeping bag and the sleeping pad. And we're just going to sleep directly on the ground just like that. And yeah, so that'll be interesting to see how that sleep goes. Oh yeah. Okay folks, so we're about to light our fire, but I just wanted to sort of show you guys how I'm going to light the fire. And I think this is really good for somebody that's brand new, who maybe don't have a whole lot of experience on how to light fires. This really helped me. This is what really made me learn how to light fires really good. Now that I'm recording, I'm sure it's going to fail and it's going to make me look like an idiot. But you get what I'm saying. This is a really good method. I don't know if there's a name on it. I usually just called it the cube method or the box method or even the Jenga method, because it's kind of like Jenga. But I'm going to show you how it works. So if you've been following my channel and watching my videos, every time I light a fire, I always put my biggest logs on the bottom. Usually 3, sometimes 4, but usually never more than 4, because it's always usually big enough anyways. So that always happens, and the reason for that is because it creates beautiful coals, and it makes the fire very long lasting. It's very efficient, very hot, and it creates coals, and it's perfect for cooking on, if you know, if that's what you want, or heat if you're trying to get warm, sort of like me. Like I'm still pretty full from eating the sandwich, so I don't know that I'm going to cook on it, but I'm definitely going to still light the fire for heat. So that's why I always put the big sticks on the bottom. I'm sure that's pretty common sense, but the reason why I have these two over here, for anyone that might not know, is actually not complete. I'm going to show you. You'll get another big piece of wood, typically a big one. It doesn't have to be a big one. You know what, let's not use a big one so that it actually catches on fire. So you can get one that's like a medium size, and what you're going to do is we're going to lay it across like this. It doesn't have to be perfect, you know. If it's a little bit off or crooked, you know, who cares. So the idea is that this now creates a space between here and down here, right? So you see this big space. I'm putting my hand in there. So the idea now is that now you can put all your little tiny branches, your tinder, right here, and lay it up against this. So you can put your fire starter under here, and the fire then will come up through the tinder. It's pretty well foolproof. There's really no way that you can do it wrong. Now I'm probably about to show you how to do it wrong, just because I'm filming. But so I'm going to fill it up with tinder, and then I'll show you what it's like when you light it, and I can guarantee you this will work pretty well every time, especially if you're someone who struggles, or also if it's windy, because this here can sometimes block the wind. I have the pile over here, the wind's coming this way, so I'm pretty well blocking the wind just because it's really windy, but there's still lots of airflow. But so I'm going to fill this up with tinder, and then I'll show you guys how this method actually works. Okay folks, so I have it done. So you start off by putting your wood up and leaning it against the cross bridge, but then you start to fill up the back, and you use these two, the parallels, and you go across this way. And what that does now, all you have to do is get your tissue paper or your fire starter and just throw it underneath here. And that's all it's to it. And all this will go up just like gasoline. It just works so well. Like I said, it creates so much airflow and so much space. Like I said, it's really impossible for this not to work. So we're going to go ahead and light this up, and I'm going to show you how to do it wrong. And there you have it, folks. That took a single match and one single fire starter. I told you, it's foolproof. It'll work every time. Alright, we got a bunch of drinking water already boiled and ready to go. Awesome. Alright folks, so I put the last couple sticks on the fire, so I'm thinking we're just going to get changed, get dressed, and just go to sleep now on our sleeping pad and just watch the fire. It's already snowing out, so it is going to be snowing, so I'm guessing we might get a little bit of snow on us in the sleeping bag, but it's all good, we should be okay. And yeah, so let's see how the night goes. Well folks, we are officially in bed. Yeah, we're sleeping outside. It's literally snowing. If you want to see the fire from my view, this is what I'll be looking at as I'm trying to get to sleep. And yeah, we're just gonna wing it. We're doing the no shelter, no tarp, no tent, no hammock. So we're just gonna wing it. I got my gloves, so I'll put my gloves on. I got my 3 pairs of socks on, and I got my coat over the sleeping bag to protect it from the snow a little bit so I don't get wet. But we're gonna put this North Face sleeping bag to the test, and I hope you guys are enjoying the adventure. I'm sorry that I didn't cook the lamb, but I was just too full from the sandwich, so I didn't want to cook it and waste it. But anyways, I'll check in with you guys in the morning, assuming nothing happens, and all is well. And yeah, so thank you for watching the adventure so far. Thank you to all of our brand new subscribers. So good night, God bless, and I will see you in the morning. Well, folks, we survived. We did get some snow. As you can see, there's frost all over the mattress here. That was really cold night. Definitely the coldest night I've ever experienced. Probably because my feet were wet for a lot of it, so I don't think that helped. So I think what the plan is I think we're going to go and have our breakfast back at the lake, because that hike will warm me up, and then plus I don't really know how long it'll take me to get out. And my ride will be there around lunchtime roughly, or maybe a little bit later. So I'm thinking we'll hike. There's a little bird behind the camera. So I'm thinking we'll hike back to the lake, and then we'll get some coffee and probably boil some eggs, and then plus everything will be ready to go then. So everything will be packed up. So all right, let's do it. It's cold.